Welcome to another episode of Mr. Mustache Craps. I hope you're all having a great day as I am. We're here for another dice throwing practice. This could be a general practice, nothing special. I'll apply my betting strategy, and I might see if there's some way that I can also apply other betting strategies to this. So I'm not going to be doing the live bets while I play. I'll just be marking the points. So anyways, let's get started. I'm also going to be using Dice Tracker Pro to keep track of my throws and the dice and see how well I do. And that will also tell me in depth which dice is going off axis, if I'm double pitching, single pitching, anything like that. So I also have my little orange string at the end of the table. So that's my landing zone so I can practice my accuracy. So I'm doing the hard ways with fours on top and ones facing me. And let's go. 516, the point would be 6. So I appreciate everybody's patronage, their liking and subscribing and comments. Those are huge with YouTube. So they're very important and I appreciate it. Oops, that's the alligator skin. 314, got lucky with that. At least I hit them on the way down. If any of you have suggestions for topics for my throwing, please let me know. 516, point hit. I'd appreciate your letting me know, and I'll certainly bring them up in discussion if I can. And perhaps you'd like to share your betting strategies based on some of the videos that I've posted. Also, regressing on bets, that's been a topic of discussion in the last video or two. 549, point would be 9. You know, pressing is, of course, is important, but also knowing when to pull down, when to regress back. And that's hard for me to do, and probably for lots of others, because especially if you're playing with the casino's money at that point, you don't necessarily worry about it quite as much. 235. But as I demonstrated in a video the other day, if I had pulled back or regressed to what my table minimum is, which is basically 25 per point, then I would have made an extra $280. So different things to think about, part of your overall betting strategy. Hard 6. You know, when I go into a casino to play craps, I like to have different strategies in mind. So, of course, the overall strategy is to win and make money. Along with that is to have fun. But to go in and strategy, examine the table, see how the table's performing. Another hard 6. See how the players are. Are they good throwers? How do they pick up the dice? How do they throw it? Their consistency. Or is it just people that pick up the dice and chuck them and they're just getting lucky or not lucky? Six, 3, 9, there's the point. So after I get to the table, that's what I'll do. I'll watch and just kind of see how people are doing. I might play low-level betting, you know, just a pass line bet or something. And then I use my betting strategy on myself because I know my capabilities. And that way, if I do choose to bet on other players because I've found them to be a decent player. 426. Point is now 6. And let me go ahead and mark that. Two, three, five. So that's part of my betting strategy. And then when I get the feel for the table, and I see how I do on my roll, and then I just kind of adjust from there. If the table's just really cold, well, I'll bet very conservatively. If it's hot, then I may be more aggressive. 3-1-4. I pick up the dice because I don't want to mess the string up using the stick. Three, 1, 4 again. I would definitely be pressing the 4 at this point. So if you could just drop a comment and let me know what you thought of some of the latest videos that I've put out. They've gotten good results as far as views and likes. 5, 6, 11. And I'm always open to new new ideas for subject matter. I am going to be starting to cover other betting strategies in the not too distant future, doing comparisons with mine. I'm going to see how it works out today. 325 on this video, just using the graphical overlays, and I'm guessing it'll probably be the Iron Cross. The only difference is with the Iron Cross, you bet the pass line, and when I do my throwing practices, I don't. Now, of course, when I'm on a live table and I'm throwing, or there's a good thrower, or somebody found to be a good thrower, 325, then obviously I'll play the pass line when I'm throwing. So that would be the one major difference. I don't really think it'll make much of a difference, though, as far as being this is just a throwing practice. I think I can figure out, just to see whether it'll work good. 6, 4, 10. They're turning into a pretty decent roll. Wouldn't that be fun if I beat my 48 count roll? That's my dream, is to do that in a live casino. Hard 6 again. So for the when I did that video with the betting, I bet pretty conservatively. It was actually pretty close to how I would play it on the table. Kind of experimented in my mind with, well, if I had just done full presses instead of pressing on two numbers simultaneously, 5, 2, 7, to see how that would have been. But anyways, so we finally 7'd out. This should be a good video for me to do the experimentation with. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 rolls. Okay, so as you can see in the report from Dice Tracker Pro, the both die on axes is 8, and it's 44%, which is not bad. Primary face hits 3, 16%, that could be a lot better. Single pitch hits 5 at 27%. That's not too bad. Double pitch hits 0, which is great. One die off axes, which is 50%. That could be better. And then both die-off axes is 1, which is 5%, and that's really good. And as you can see, the one die-off axis also gives a breakdown of left and the right and the total. So that represents all my throws with a deep dive analytics into all 18 throws that I just had. Sorry I didn't realize about the 6 having been hit and calling it after I rolled a 7, which would have been during the setting point. But it is what it is. All right. Well, I thank you so very much for your time. I appreciate your patronage. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. All of you have a wonderful day and be safe.